Welcome to Begbrook Preschool. We wanted to send you this to share some information about our preschool and also to give you some ideas of how you can help prepare your child ready for them starting with us in September. We're really sorry that we can't do this meeting face to face at the moment. It's such a shame, but hopefully this will help. So the curriculum that we follow in preschool is something called the Early Years Foundation Stage Framework. You might often on correspondence or letters see the letters EYFS. That stands for the Early Years Foundation Stage. And the EYFS runs from birth to age 5. So this framework is followed from birth until the end of reception year. We also follow some guidance called Birth to 5 Matters, which is a wealth of information and guidance for us as teachers for how children develop and the little next steps that they can take. It's a really great document. In preschool and in the EYFS, most of the learning is play-based. This play is led by your child, their interests. They can choose or access the resources that they would like to play with. Some of the time, the play might be guided by an adult, so we might direct them to an activity or we might guide them with their play if they need a bit of support or a bit of challenge. The learning takes place indoors and outdoors, so it doesn't matter what the weather is, sometimes the learning will be outdoors, so we need to be thinking about what clothes are best for your child to wear to preschool. We follow your children's interests, so we spend a lot of our time observing your children in their play, seeing what motivates them, what interests them, what excites them, what makes them wonder. And we also love to communicate with you and to get as much feedback as we can from you about your child and perhaps what they've been doing at home and what, if they've got a new interest, then please do share that with us because we can then plan that in for them to experience at nursery as well. Some of the learning during the day at preschool is called circle time learning. This is where we will all sit down together as a large group and it will be an input from the teacher, and so it's more directed learning and then the children all get to have a go together. So preparing your child for preschool, they will obviously be in a setting where there are lots of other children. There will be a big need for them to share resources and to take turns. So any sharing and taking turns that you can practice from now until September, maybe if you're out and about with friends or family, maybe they've got siblings, maybe just sharing and taking turns with you at home, but practice that sharing and taking turns. And we do try to use the word taking turns rather than share too much with the children because sharing for them is quite a hard concept, whereas if it's my turn, then your turn. That's a bit easier for them to understand. And of course, encouraging your child to be as independent as they can. We're totally aware that your child is very young and obviously very special to you, and you want to help them as much as you can. And so you probably help them get dressed and help them with their food. But they will be in preschool where there will be lots of other children. So if they can have a go at doing things for themselves, then that will really help them to be successful. So perhaps they could have a go at choosing their own clothes in the morning. Perhaps they could have a go at putting their own shoes on or their coat on. Maybe they could help set things up when you're having a meal at home. Perhaps they could feed themselves, encouraging your child to go to the toilet by themselves. So just encouraging little small bits of independence from now until September will really help them to have a successful start in preschool. So what does your child need to wear to preschool? We don't wear uniform in preschool, so don't worry about buying uniform. However, the children often get messy because they're playing with water. The taps in the sink sometimes splash out when other children are washing their hands. We do painting, we do gluing. So please don't send your child to preschool in their best, poshest clothes, because they're likely to get a little bit messy. So choose clothes that they can move around in easily, and think about being able to take off or up or down easily for going to the toilet. Some children come to school in dungarees and they look really nice, but actually when they try to go to the toilet, it's quite hard for them to undo the dungarees and they get into a bit of a panic. So maybe just sort of jogging bottoms or leggings and a t-shirt is great. The shoes they wear as well. We are doing learning inside and outside. So perhaps sandals or anything like that is not the best choice for outside. And shoes that they could put on or do up themselves. So laces often aren't a great idea in preschool because children struggle to do their laces up. So Velcro is always a really great option. Whatever clothes that your child wears, please could you label them, because we can't remember whose belongs to who, and often the children forget as well. So please label all of your child's clothes. And there's another reminder there that they could practice from now until September, practice getting dressed themselves, ready for preschool. Your child can bring a bag to preschool. Often children bring like a backpack or a rucksack, and that's great, because what we would like you to do is to pack lots of spare clothes for your child in case they get messy or in case they have an accident. So in the bag, we have a list there. Please pack them some spare clothes. So they need pants, socks, maybe a spare t-shirt, spare trousers, skirts or leggings. If you have a rain suit, please pack that. That would be great. We do have some spare ones at preschool, but if they've got their own, then they tend to prefer to wear those. It would be great if you could give them a pair of wellies to bring to preschool, because sometimes you might go out on the field, even if it's wet and muddy. In our garden, even though there's no grass, we do get puddles, and it's really great for them to go jumping in them. And we don't have spare wellies at preschool at the moment. So if they could have their own, that would be great. Thinking about the weather, so they could have a hat. If it's cold, it could be a nice woolly hat. If it's hot, it could be a sun hat. And if they need sun cream, if it's sunny, then they could also put that in there with their name on it. But adults in preschool cannot put sun cream on your child, so they need to practice doing that themselves as well. We can obviously guide them. So spare clothes, all in a bag, and don't forget to label them, please. Always bring a coat to preschool. We can never depend on the weather. If it's sunny in the morning, then often in the afternoon it's raining. So please bring a coat. If it's warm weather, but likely to be showery or rainy, then they could just have a thin raincoat. If it's cold and really cold outside and winter, then a nice thick coat that will keep them warm, but also something that will keep them dry if it rains. We do have a rule that if it's raining and children don't have a hood, then they have to stay under the canopy and play. So if your child likes to go out in the garden, even if it's raining, then please ensure that their coat has a hood and it's a waterproof coat as well. But just bring a coat. It's good practice just to bring a coat every single day, whatever the weather's like. And if they don't need it, it can stay on their peg. Again, another prompt there to help your child to be independent by putting on their coat themselves if they can do. And if they're feeling super motivated to prepare for preschool, they could have a go at doing the zip up themselves. But of course, we can help them with any of this if it's difficult for them. Lunches at preschool. We ask you to provide your child's lunch. There is not an option for your child to have a school lunch in preschool. So we do all eat together. We have our lunch in the smaller hall called the Expressive Arts Hall, and all of nursery children will sit together and eat together. We are a healthy school, so we do encourage your child to eat healthy foods. So we will be looking at their lunch boxes and encouraging healthy choices, and maybe giving you some feedback on some ideas if we need to. There's a great website there called Change for Life. It's got some really great ideas on it. So you could pack your sandwiches and your fruit and some carrot sticks, crisps, something like that. But it doesn't always have to be a sandwich. It could be, if they enjoy eating rice at home, it could be a savoury rice that you make up. It could be some leftovers from your tea the night before. It could be pasta, cheese sticks and cucumber sticks. Lots of different ideas. So if you're stuck for ideas, please get in touch with us, or have a look on the Change for Life website. That does have lots of ideas. So from now until September, you could also encourage your child to have a go at opening lids themselves. So if they like a yoghurt and they're going to bring a yoghurt, perhaps practice opening that yoghurt lid themselves. Have a go at having a packed lunch at home. Or if you're going out and about for the day, take a packed lunch. If they've got a packed lunch box ready for preschool, they could use that one so they get to know how to undo it and do it back up. If you've got Tupperware pots that you're going to use, perhaps they could have a go at practicing taking the lids on and off. And don't forget, your child will need a water bottle. So they can bring a separate drink in their lunchbox, or they can just use their water bottle. But again, we do encourage water rather than squash, because we're a healthy school and we're thinking about your child's health and their teeth. So water is the better option. And please label your child's water bottle. Toileting. We do encourage you to try and get your child to be able to go to the toilet by themselves before they start preschool. That would be great. There are some really good books like No More Nappies and Let's Go Potty. There's a great website called the ERIC website, ERIC, that gives lots of advice and tips on toileting. If you need more information, please do get in touch with us and we can send that to you. So encouraging your child to be able to go to the toilet by themselves and wipe themselves would be great. If your child is still in nappies, then please don't worry. Just get in touch with us and let us know. And if they are still in nappies when they start, or they're still not confident going to the toilet by themselves, then we can support them and you with this. So that's absolutely fine. We can still change nappies and do that if that's what's needed for your child to start at preschool. You'll soon be getting an email about Tapestry. This is an online learning journal for your child. So during the day when they're playing and learning, we'll be taking photos of them. And these photos we will then upload into Tapestry. And so then you can see what your child's been doing at school, and we'll write a little comment about what's been happening. So the photos that we take, or maybe a little video, and the comments that we write will be uploaded into Tapestry, and then you'll be able to access that at home on your phone, your tablet, your PC. So you can share that with your child. It's really nice to just sit down with them and to look at the pictures together, and they can remember what they've done and they can tell you more about it. It's a really good way for you to be involved in their learning. Likewise, we would love you to take photos of your child doing learning at home, or going on an adventure at the weekend, or meeting up with friends, or whatever they may enjoy. You could take photos of that and put it into your child's Tapestry learning journal, and then we will get an alert and we can look at that as well. And often we'll share that in the in the preschool with the other children, and so your child can then talk to their friends about what they did at the weekend or what they did at home. and it's just a really great way to connect preschool and home and all of that learning and experiences together. So it's mostly used for us to let you know how your child's getting on in preschool, but please do feel free to upload pictures or videos from home so we can look at that and enjoy that as well. We do love getting videos from the children at home with their families. In September, the week the 6th to the 15th of September, we will be doing home visits. And at the moment, the plan is that we will come and visit your child at their home, which we really, really hope still goes ahead. Obviously, we will be following the government guidance with COVID-19. So if that changes, these meetings will be held in our preschool garden. At the moment, the plan is that we will come and visit your child at home. We will be in touch with you about the date for these visits, and we will give you a morning slot or an afternoon slot. We can't give you a specific time because we're not sure how long each appointment will take. We will roughly be at the visit for about 20 minutes, half an hour, and it will be 2 members of staff that come. One of us will talk to you and find out more about your child. The other one will bring pictures of preschool and go through that with your child, and maybe your child can get a toy out that they really like to play and they can play that with our member of staff as well. Like I said, Lynn will be in touch with you to confirm the dates of those home visits. At the home visit, we will also agree a start date for your child. So we cannot set the start date at the moment. Preschool will be shut for the first 2 weeks of term because we'll be doing home visits, and then we will give you a start date during your home visit. Transition to preschool is completely based on how your child is getting on. If they're super confident and they're used to being away from you, then perhaps we'll get them in quite quickly. It could be a first hour session, then they stay for the morning, and then perhaps they stay for morning and the lunch, and then they could be in for their whole days. If your child hasn't spent time away from you and this is brand new for them, of course, it might take them a bit longer, and that's absolutely fine. We can discuss this with you at the home visit. So it might be that your child just does short hour sessions for a few days until they feel comfortable with that. And then we can gradually extend that to the whole morning. And then when they feel comfortable, they could do the whole morning and stay for lunch and then go home. So it really doesn't matter how long it takes for your child to be staying for the full day. There's no pressure, and we'll talk with you and we'll observe your child to see how they're getting on. Please remember, next Thursday, or Thursday the 8th of July, we have a stay and play in our garden. It is at 3:45 until 4:30, so you're welcome to come through our preschool gate, although at the moment it says the nursery gate, so we're changing our name from nursery to preschool. So come through that preschool gate and come and play in our garden. Unfortunately, adults, families are not allowed to come into the room, but your child can come into the room and have a look around with a member of staff, so we can definitely take them into the room so they can see it. And there'll be toys out for them to play with. Hopefully there will also be time at this stay and play for you to ask any questions, or for us, if there's anything important you think we need to know now about your child, you can let us know then as well. So hopefully that information is useful, and we really look forward to welcoming your child to preschool, and you. It's your child and it's the family as well. Please, if you have any questions, do get in touch. I think you've all got Lynn's email address, so please contact her and we can get back with you if there's anything you need to know. But hopefully we'll see you on Thursday the 8th for our stay and play session. Thank you. Bye-bye.